My other hot take, hockey-based, I don't know if you've got any here, Joe, but this is one I know we've talked about a little bit in the past, but I'm putting it on record here a month before the season. I'm sure something stupid will happen in the meantime that'll change my mind, but I have year after year laughed at the people that want to believe in this hockey team. And this is the year that I'm going to say Ottawa Senators are a playoff team.
Oh, man.
A little spice to that.
I don't think they are. But, good for you for thinking that.
You're way too Minnesotan already. Good for you for thinking that. Congratulations on your opinion.
Yeah.
You can tell me I'm an idiot, Joe. It's okay. My feelings.
I really just, there's so many teams that I just think would be.
That's the tough part.
Like any teams in the Atlantic, I think the Lightning will be fine. They'll be in that third or probably fourth spot, right? And so, in the Metro, like a lot of those teams.
I think the Metro cannibalizes itself a little bit. I think they're all like outside of the couple that rise to the top, like they're all going to be pretty mid, fighting and scrapping for the 3-4 spot. And I actually think the Atlantic takes 2 wild cards, one of which is Ottawa. But it is crazy because you look at the bottom 4 teams in the Atlantic Division, there's not a bad team there. Like even Montreal is like a respectable team that if they're in a different division, maybe you're talking about them as a dark horse to like just compete for a final wild card spot. I don't know. You want some real spice? I'm going to say that the Yzer plan is dead. Detroit Red Wings come in last in that division. There we go. There's all the spice.
Last in the division. Wow.
Again, it's going to be real tight and close, just like we've talked about the Wild and like their group where it's like Utah, Minnesota, Winnipeg, St. Louis. Like that could come in any order, but they're all going to be pretty tight, barring any like significant injuries. I think the bottom 4 could be pretty tight in the Atlantic too, but I think Montreal is better. I think they're going to be interesting and frisky. I think Buffalo is still like on the right track. I don't know if they make the playoffs this year. Again, I'm picking the Senators over them, but I think them and the Senators are kind of the 2 leading the charge slightly. And I just think Detroit, I don't know. Yzerman has done a great job drafting and developing. He's kind of like Rutherford to me, where like I loved Rutherford in Pittsburgh. He won damn near every trade that he ever executed. He just had self-inflicted wounds every year in free agency. And Steve Yzerman has done just that. His signings have been very questionable, whether you look like down the middle, giving big money to guys that like, sure, like they're a solid third line center, their blue line that he has completely assembled from free agency outside of Sider. Like, I think it's pretty bad. And they've got 4 goalies. I don't know how, like, we're talking about the Wild struggling with 3 goalies. How are you going to figure out a 4 goalie rotation, all of which are worse than what the Wild have? I'm just very, very down on the Detroit Red Wings.
Yeah, like, what is it, year 7 or trying to get 6 or 7 of the Yzer plan? I think
it's that many.
Well, like he left after the Lightning lost to Columbus, right? So that was 19.
Was that 9? No, that was 18, wasn't it?
No, 18. They went to the conference final. It was
who won it in 19? Oh, 19 was St. Louis. Yeah. Okay, so then 2021. Yep. Got it.
So at least year 5, right? 5 or like, it's.
I think that's 6. Yeah. Wow. Or 5 or 6. That's still. It feels so much less than that. Wow.
Yeah. So
I'm not on board with the Yzer plan. I'm not.
Talk about a guy who has a lot of street credit there. You wonder how patient people will be with it. Got a chance to hire another coach with Derek Lalonde, who I'm a big fan of. I think he's a great mind, great sense of humor. He communicates so well, and I think pressure's on him this year too.
I think he gets one more coach. I think Yzerman gets one more coach.
Yeah. So I mean, you only get so many cracks at coaches, just like Bill Guerin probably know that flat out well here. Like I think he's acquired 2 coaches now, and like Hines would be one that will have to deliver for him. So, but yeah, I don't think Detroit's going in last. But now that you bring up some of the issues with the goaltending, especially and they don't have a lot of like bangers up front that can really just, elite level snipers that can,
They're not good players. There's just no one that really pops off. Like DeBrinket's the only one that really stands out. Like I love Dylan Larkin. If you look across the league though and say that like he's your number 1 center, it's towards the bottom of the league for number 1 centers.
Yeah, he's not the Steven Stamkos, what Steven Stamkos early in his career, that kind of guy. Like I like him as a player. I like him as character. I think he's good fit as a captain there, but he doesn't move the needle a lot for a lot of those things. And I guess you don't know that until you go to playoffs and see how those player like that perform. Maybe he becomes this clutch, has a clutch gene, and he does really well. But it's just hard to see it right now. But I think we'll find out a lot about the Detroit Red Wings this year, and my friends and family at home I'll be hearing from them for sure if they finish last.
Yeah, you can tell me all the horrible things they want to say about me.